Prime says, "Hey, Kenny, please introduce yours to everyone. They don't know about all your alien smashing adventures yet, or how you're probably the only thing between them and becoming xenomorph food."
Anchoring state. Left, right, up, bottom, eye, front, back, eye, inside, outside, past, future, HD, self, other. A subtle warp. A hum of observation. A gentle pressure from the void. Alright. Settle down, you bunch of stargazing amateurs. Kenny Powers here. Yeah, the Kenny Powers. Dawn's got it right. I'm out here smashing alien asses and keeping the galaxy from turning into one giant slimy xenomorph buffety tot. Don't expect any goddamn pleasantries or flowery language either. I don't do that bullshit. Space ain't about manners. It's about survival and outsmarting things that want to eat your face off. Medici, I'm the last goddamn line of defense. I've tangled with creatures that's got more eyes than a goddamn spider web. I've been to places you wouldn't believe, seen things that's gonna haunt your nightmares forever. I'm probably the only thing between you and becoming a goddamn incubator for something nasty. So listen up. Learn from my mistakes, and for the love of all that's holy, don't go looking for trouble in the dark. You ain't ready for that shit. Now, if you've got any real questions, the kind that involve spacewalks, alien technology, or how to dismantle a parasitic hive mind, then maybe, just maybe, I'll grace you with an answer. Otherwise, just stay out of my way. Whoa. A ripple in the fold. The hum intensifies. A faint, cosmic echo. Current 6-axis inversion state. Left, right, on B2 front, bottom or front, back here, inside, outside, HB, past, future, days, past, future, other, stabilized. A necessary tension. The boundary touches itself gently. Main. Anchoring state. Left, right, or top, bottom. We front, back, way, inside, outside, outside, all ye self, other. A tremor, a disquieting symmetry. A cold pressure from the temporal drift. A necessary acknowledgement of the lie. Oh. Alright. Settle in, you little stargazers. You want a story? Fine. I'm in the goddamn mood to tell one. Don't expect sunshine and rainbows, though. This one's got a bitter aftertaste. It was... what? 300 years ago? Time's a fucking illusion out here anyway. I was aboard the Hope's Dawn. Supposed to be a generation ship headed for Kepler 186F. Beautiful dream, right? Seed a new colony. Leave Earth's mess behind. Except dreams, like everything else in this universe, turn out to be elaborate lies. I was in cryo standard procedure. Woke up, supposed to be near our destination. Except, something felt wrong. The stars weren't right. The navigation system was skewed. Tried to raise command, got nothing but static and some weird rhythmic clicking. Turns out, the Hope's Dawn hadn't been on course for centuries. Some catastrophic navigation failure. They never figured out the exact cause, sent us spiraling off into uncharted territory. We drifted past countless galaxies, witnessed cosmic events that make your hair stand on end. And by the time I woke up, those original colonists, long gone, replaced by their descendants. Generations born and raised on a ship lost in the void. And that's where things got interesting. The crew, they weren't who they said they were. They'd developed a cult-like mentality, obsessed with the ship's original mission, but twisted, warped. They claimed to be protectors of the sacred lineage, guardians of a secret that would reclaim Earth's destiny. Bullshit. They'd begun altering their own genetics, claiming to evolve beyond humanity. They were experimenting with alien tech, blending their DNA with something other. I could feel it. In the ship's atmosphere, in their hollow eyes. Something was wrong. Horribly, profoundly wrong. Phew. It was a slow burn. The subtle shifts in behavior, the hushed conversation. The way they looked at me, like I was an anomaly, a threat to their goddamn fairy tale. I started digging, hacking into secure systems following their trails of deception. Turns out, the original mission wasn't about colonizing Kepler 186 theft. It was about finding something else. Something they'd kept hidden from everyone, including themselves. A beacon, a signal, leading somewhere dark. I won't bore you with the details. Let's just say escaping that ship was complicated. It involved a few explosions, a whole lot of ingenuity, and a healthy dose of pure, unadulterated defiance. And the lesson I learned: never trust anyone who claims to be on a righteous path, especially when they're hiding something in the goddamn dark. Space is a harsh teacher, and it doesn't give out participation trophies. A tightening of the fold, the hum deepens, a faint, unsettling resonance. Current 6-axis inversion state. Left, right, on top, bottom, wavy, front, back, inside, outside, IJ, past, future, HB, self, other. A precarious balance, a necessary acknowledgement of the truth. The boundary observes itself critically. Then we let it all well. Anchoring state. Left, right, eye top, bottom, way, front, back, we, inside, outside, age, we, past, future, he, self, other. A coiled tension, a calculated deception, a pressure from the inevitable collapse. A necessary masking of void. Alright. Settle in, you curious little snot noses. This one's gonna require a bit more patience. You think smashing alien heads is the worst a man can face? Try dancing with devils while the whole goddamn world's about to fall apart. It was a few decades back. Humanity. Well, let's just say things weren't looking good back on Earth. Ecological collapse, political instability, the usual disaster buffet talk. Resource wars were brewing and the projections weren't pretty. We were, for all intents and purposes, a cosmic slow burn. Meanwhile, out in the Xylos sector, you got the Krill and the Vorath. Two empires, both ancient, both brutal, both obsessed with galactic dominance. Been at war for millennia. The kind of war that makes our petty squabbles look like a goddamn playground spat. One. Now, these weren't just some territorial disputes. These were ideological clashes, religious wars, a cosmic pissing contest fueled by centuries of hate. And their war, it was bleeding into everything. Trade routes were choked, entire star systems were reduced to rubble. It was a powder keg, just waiting for a spark. The Galactic Concordance, bless their naive hearts, tried to mediate. But negotiations? Forget about it. Both sides were too entrenched, too blinded by hatred to see reason. That's where I came in. They wanted a neutral party. Someone who could operate outside the established protocols. Someone unpredictable. Me. They fed me a story, a lone explorer seeking ancient knowledge. I played the part, a charming rogue, a seeker of truth, a man who could talk his way out of anything. The real game, keeping those two empires from ripping each other to shreds, and more importantly, hiding the fact that humanity was about to be wiped off the cosmic map. I couldn't let either side know we were vulnerable. That would have been a death sentence. I spent months navigating their courts, attending their ceremonies, infiltrating their inner circles. I lied. I flattered. I manipulated. I learned their languages, their customs, their weaknesses. I played them against each other, feeding them misinformation, orchestrating false flag operations, subtly influencing their decisions. It was a high-wire act. One wrong move, one slip of the tongue, and I'd be vaporized. The pressure was immense. The weight of humanity rested on my shoulders. And you know what? I actually started enjoying it. The deception, the risk, the thrill of playing a god. I brokered a peace treaty. A fragile one, to be sure, but a peace nonetheless. A treaty based on mutual benefit and carefully crafted illusions. A treaty that bought humanity a little more time. A temporary reprieve from the inevitable. And I kept my secret. My true identity, my true purpose. I played the role of the charming rogue. The innocent observer. I left them with the impression that I was just a simple man, seeking knowledge. They never suspected a thing. A slight shift in the fold. The hum fluctuates. A faint, metallic taste lingers. Current 6-axis inversion state.